Hello, good morning to all of you. Now once again I will be continuing with the vectors. Last time we have had an idea about the dot product as well as the cross product, and we did a couple of sums also, and today I'll pick up one sum. Please take it down. I think all of you are with your pen and paper as usual. So this was set in the year 2015. I think you should be able to do it if A, that is vector A, that is bar on the top, I plus 2j plus 3k, that's the value of A, and B is yet another vector. What is it? It is I plus 2j cap minus k cap, right? And there is yet another vector C, and C is given to be twice j cap minus 3k cap, all right? So these three vectors are given to you, and you got to find the following. That is, one, better write this way, find the value of, okay? Find, I wrote in short, so find the values of the following. Number one, A cross minus B. Okay, all are vectors. Number two, C minus A, right, into vector A. And then last of all, number three, B cross B. B cross B. That's right. And the marks allotted was like this: 2 plus 2 plus 1. So the full marks, sorry, I put the vector sign on the top of that. 2 plus 2 plus 1. All right. Now, how will you attack the problem? The first question is to find out the cross product of A and minus B. We know the value of B, so minus B will be what? A cross B, minus B, number one. A is given to be I plus 2j plus 3k, right? Cross minus B. So minus of, what is that? That one. I plus 2j minus k. Okay, let me put it in the curly bracket to avoid the confusion. Okay, minus is there. So into, so minus will operate there. So it will be I plus 2j plus 3k, I'm sorry, 3k, right? Okay, let's put this also in the bracket to be on the safe side. Into minus I, that is cross product of minus I minus 2j and plus k, right? Minus into I is minus I, minus into plus 2j is minus 2j, minus into minus k is k, right? Okay, now you try to apply the determinant method. On the top will be I, j, k as usual. In the second row, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What are they? They are the coefficient of I, j, k. And in the third row, you have got minus 1, minus 2, and 1. Right? Okay. Now break up the determinant. It will be I times what? 2 ones are 2, subtract 6, that will be plus 6. Is that right? 2 ones are 2, subtract 2 3 is 6, subtracting minus 6, it will be plus 6, and then minus j times 1 ones are 1, right? Then subtract minus 3, that will be plus 3, right? And plus k times, you note it down, plus followed by minus followed by plus, k times, as usual you delete the row and delete the column, you are left with this 2 by 2 determinant. 1 into minus 2 is minus 2, and then subtract minus 2 will be a plus 2. Is that right? So 2 minus 2 will be 0, 0 into k will be, of course, it will vanish. So the cross product of these two vectors, a minus b, is going to be what? 8i, and then minus 4j, right? K has vanished. So if you like, you can take 4 common there. Taken 4 common, it will be 2i cap minus j, right? So that's the answer of number 1. And number 2, c minus I. Number 2, let's try to find out what will be c minus I. C minus a, I'm sorry. That is, c is what? C is 2j minus 3k, subtract a. A is I plus 2j plus 3k, right? Okay, we're subtracting this. There is no I here, so minus I will come into the picture here. Then 2j minus 2j. So plus into minus will be minus. 2j minus 2j, that will vanish. Minus 3k and minus 3k will give you minus 6k. Is that right? That's the value of c minus a. Check. C is twice j minus 3k, and your a is I plus 2j plus 3k. You are subtracting it. There is no I, so minus I will stand there. 2j minus 2j will vanish. Minus 3j, and minus into plus is minus 3k. Minus 3k and minus 3k gives you 6k. So you know the value of c minus a. Now that has been multiplied. We are having cross product with a. So therefore c minus a cross a will be what? Is going to be, you write as usual I, j, k in the first row. In the second row, the coefficient of c minus a will be there. C minus a is how much? I, there is no j, so I has a coefficient 1. So no j means 0 is the coefficient, and minus 6. Minus 6 is there. What about a? Because cross a is there, a has got here the coefficient of I, j, k are 1, 2 and 3. So you write 1, 2 and 3 and have the value of that. Okay, let me continue here. I times 0 minus 12. The minus of minus 12 will be 12, right? So that will be 0 plus 12. Am I done? 0 into 3 is 0. 2, 6 are 12, that is minus 12. Subtracting minus 12, you get plus 12. Then minus j, right? Delete the row and delete the column. 1, 3 is 3 plus 6, right? 3 plus 6. Then plus k times, what are we going to get? 1, 2 is 2, subtract 0. So that is 2 minus 0. That ultimately gives you 12i. Then this will be 9j. Is that right? Then 2 minus 0 is 2. It will be simply 2k. There is nothing that we can take common, so that will be the answer to that. Okay, what about b cross b? Number 3 question that will allot you 1 mark if you've done it correctly. B cross B, of course you can say that it's equal to 0. So what will you do? As usual, you write I, J, K on the top in the first row. Now B is what? The coefficient J is 1, 2, minus 1. 1, 2, minus 1. And followed by 1, 2, minus 1. Now that gives you what? You try to recall the property of determinant. The property of determinant tells you that if any 2 rows or 2 columns are identical, then the determinant vanishes. So this will be equal to 0, since you can give the reason, since R2 is equal to R3. That is, elements of row 2 is identical to element of row 3 here. So that's the reason it is equal to 0. So you have answered these questions. So if you've done it correctly, then you are apt to get 5 marks for that. Okay, we will go for another question now, right on. So now we have taken up another question that was set in the year 2016. As you can see, you can quickly copy it down. If vector A is equal to 3i minus j plus 2k, right? That's the value of A. And B is yet another vector which has got the value 2i plus j minus k cap. And C is the third vector given to you, I minus 2j plus 2k. Then you got to show that A cross B cross C, A cross B is in the bracket, right, is not equal to A cross B cross C. The B cross C is in the bracket. So this is the associativity property of cross product, which does not hold for the vectors, right? A cross B cross C is not equal to A cross B cross C. That is, B cross C is in the bracket. Well, usually what happens is that, you know, 2 into 3 into 4 is always equal to 2 into 3 into 4. That is in the usual multiplication. In usual multiplication, the associativity holds. But for vector, this is the thing, that associativity does not hold. Well, not only associativity, A cross B also may not be equal to B cross A generally, right? So it goes up to 2 vectors also. In 3 vectors, it doesn't hold at all. This is the property of a commutativity. It does not commute, right? It's not like 2 into 3 is equal to 3 into 2. That is, in scalar, values are there where the commutativity holds, but in vector it doesn't hold usually. Okay, in some cases, of course, it might hold. Okay, now let's try to find out the value of A cross B cross C first. First of all, what is A cross B? Let's see, A cross B. Because A cross B is in the bracket, so we got to find out the value of A cross B. A cross B will be I, J, K, then 3 minus 1, 2, that's the value of A, then 2, 1, minus 1. Is that fine? Check. 3 minus 1, 2, 3 minus 1, 2, 2, 1, minus 1. Those are the coefficients of the unit vectors I, J, K. So 2, 1, minus 1. So let's try and do it. Minus 1 into minus 1 is 1. Subtract 2. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So minus I comes into the picture. So I'm not doing like I have done the previous one. So I would like to take a shortcut. Minus 1 into minus 1 is 1. 1 subtracts 2 you will get minus 1. So minus 1 into I is I. So minus j, then 3 into minus 1 is minus 3, minus 4. Minus 3 minus 4 will be minus 7. Minus 7 minus j will be plus 7j, check. And k times what it will be? 3 ones are 3, subtract minus 2 will be plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5, so it will be plus 5k. So in one shot you can find out the value of the cross product of two vectors. So I, 1 minus 2 is minus 1 minus 1i, j is minus j, 3 minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7 added together. So with that minus it becomes plus 7, and k times 3 ones are 3 plus 2 will be 5k. Okay, therefore your A cross B, right, multiplied to C will be what? That you are drawing, find out the cross product of A cross B with C. So I, J, K holds the position of the first row, and in the second row the coefficient of I, J, K takes place A cross B. Minus 1, 7, 5. Minus 1, 7, 5. Right? And what is C? You pick up the coefficient of I, J, K from C. 1 minus 2, 2. 1 minus 2, 2. Okay, let's try to follow the same method as you have done earlier. Here 7 2s are 14. 14 and minus 10. Minus of minus 10 will be plus 10. So 14 plus 10 will be 24i. Am I done? Right? And then subtract minus 2 and minus 5 will be minus 7. So minus of minus 7 will be plus 7j. Right? Check. Once again, minus 1 into 2. Because you delete the row and column containing j, so minus 2 minus 5 gives you minus 7. So minus of minus 7 will be plus 7. Then minus 1 k times minus 1 into minus 2 will be 2. 2 subtract 7, that you will get minus 5. So it will be minus 5k. So we've been able to find out the value of what? Of A cross B multiplied to having cross product with C. And now we got to prove that one. So let's try and find out the value of B cross C first. B cross C. So B cross C, IJK will take the first row, right? Okay. B, 2, 1, minus 1. 2, 1, minus 1. And C is 1, minus 2, 2. 1, minus 2, 2. Is that right? Okay. So this determinant is going to give you the value of B cross C. Okay, let's do it out. This is 2 and minus 2 will be 0. Why minus 2? Because minus 2 into minus 1 will be plus 2. Subtracting plus 2 you get minus 2. So 2 minus 2 will be 0. 0 into I will be 0i. That is, no i's will be there. And j times, what it will be? 2 2s are 4 plus 1 5. So it will be minus 5j. Is it done? Yeah, because you are writing minus j, right? Minus j, is that right? 2 2s are 4, and minus of 1 will be, what is that? Plus 1. That will be 5 minus 5j, right? Okay. Now k times 2 into minus 2 will be minus 4. minus 4 and subtract 1, you get minus 5. So minus 5k. Done? So that's the value of B cross C. No? So therefore, what will be A cross B cross C? Let's try and see it. That will be I, J, K as usual on the top row. And then what's the value of A? A is 3 minus 1, 2. 3 minus 1, 2. No I. So 0, minus 5, minus 5. Minus 5 and minus 5. Okay. So this will give you 5. 5 plus 10 will be 15i. Is it okay? 15i. Because minus 1 into minus 5 is 5. And subtract minus 10, you will get plus 10. So 5 plus 10 is 15i. Now j times, minus j times 3 into minus 5 will be minus 15. So minus 15 into minus will be plus 15j, right? K will be minus 15k, minus 15k. Is that right? So 15 is turning up everywhere. Check once again. I plus 5 plus 10, that will be 15i. J, that is minus j. 3 into minus 5 is minus 15. Minus of minus 15 will be plus 15. K times minus 15 minus 0. So minus 15k. So that will be equal to what? 15 can be taken common. I plus j plus k will take the place in the bracket. So we have seen that A cross B within the bracket cross C is equal to what? Is equal to that 24i plus 7j minus 7k. So therefore, you can say that 24i plus 7j minus 5k is never equal to 15i plus j plus k. Therefore, this will imply that A cross B in the bracket cross C is not equal to what? A cross B cross C. Is that right? So, oh, I forgot to tell you that the marks allotted here was 5 marks. Oh yeah, it is there, 5 marks. So you can do it, you get your 5 marks straight away. Yeah? Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, please see, this is minus here, and here also this should be minus. You can say that is a printing mistake, huh? Right. Okay, thank you for the correction. Right. Okay, we'll go for yet another. Okay, let me tell you that this will be the last problem for today. That was set in 2017, and it is a little lengthy problem owing to the fact that first of all you'll have to find out the value of A cross B cross C, right? B cross C is well within the bracket, right? So, and then you have to verify that A cross B cross C is equal to A dot C multiplied to B minus A dot B multiplied to C. All right, that's the thing that you find out. Taking the value of A, B, C as it is given to you. Okay. Now, since we are to find out the value of A cross B cross C, so let's first of all try to find out the value of B cross C. B cross C by question B cross C will be equal to what? I, J, K on the top, B, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you are taking 1, 2, 3 because they are the coefficient of the unit vectors I, J, K respectively. And then C has got 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4. So that's how you try to find out the value of B cross C. So 2 4s are 8, 8 minus 3 is 5, okay? Is it 5? 2 4s are 8 minus 3 is 5, so 5I takes the first place, minus J times 4 minus 6 will be minus 2, minus 2 and minus will make plus 2J, right? And lastly, K times 1 minus 4 will be minus 3K, right? Okay, check once again. 2 4s are 8 minus 3 is 5. Then 1 4s are 4, 4 minus 6 will be minus 2 and minus will make plus 2. And 1 minus 4 gives you minus 3. Okay, that's the value. Therefore, A cross B cross C will be what? Well, as usual, I, J, K will occupy the first row, right? And then A, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. B cross C is 5, 2, minus 3. 5, 2, minus 3. Is it done? Right. Okay. I times minus 3 minus 2. That will be minus 5I. Right? Then J, delete the row and delete the column. Then minus 3 minus 5 will be minus 8. So plus 8J. And 1 2s are 2. 2 minus 5 is minus 3. Minus 3K. All right. So A, the coefficient of A are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 you have written. B cross C is this one. So 5, 2, minus 3 you have written in the third row. Then I times minus 3 minus 5 is minus 2 is minus 5I. Then minus 3 minus 5 is minus 8. Minus of minus 8 is plus 8J. 2 minus 5 is minus 3, minus 3K. All right. That's the value of A cross B cross C being in the bracket. Okay, you got to find. Well, A dot C. Okay, let's try to write it. Now, what is that? A dot C. Okay. A dot C B. Shall we do it first? Okay. If you like, you can write the whole thing. Times C will be equal to what? A dot C. A dot C is A is I plus J plus K, having a dot product with C. C is 2I plus J plus 4K, right? That is, this is your A dot C multiplied to B. B is I plus 2J plus 3K. That's it. Okay. Now minus, we're going at A dot B. So A, as usual, is what? A is I plus J plus K, I plus J plus K, dot B. B is I plus 2J, I plus 2J plus 3k, right? So you are going to have a dot product of this, and then you're going to multiply a dot b with c. That is the common multiplication with c. C is 2i plus j plus 4k. 2i plus j plus 4k, right? Okay. Now let's go ahead with the dot product. As you know that I dot I is 1, j dot j is 1, k dot k is 1, and the dissimilar unit vectors will have a dot product 0. So I dot j will be 0, j dot k will be 0, k dot I will be 0. So we shall just cut short our work by having a dot product I with I, j with j, and k with k. So there's a dot product. Dot should be distinct, okay? Right. So you get 2 here, plus 1 here, j dot j, and plus 4 here. That's right. It dwindles down to a number because it is a scalar product, and that is going to get multiplied with what? I plus 2j plus 3k, right? Subtract. Now let's have a dot product of this one. If you have a dot product, I dot I will be 1, j dot 2j will be plus 2, and k dot 3k will be plus 3. That's right. Now you are going to have a common multiplication with 2i plus j, right, plus 4k. That's right. So what comes into the picture now? 2, 1, 3, 3, 4, 7. 7 will multiply this 7i, right? And 7 into 2 will be 14j, and 7 into 3 will be 21k, right? Subtract what? Subtract, let's put it in the bracket because the minus sign is there. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 6, 6 to the 12i, right? And this is 6 into j will be 6j, and 6 into 4k will be what? 6 for the 24k, right? Okay. So far so good. So we are going to subtract I with I, j with j, and k with k. So what do we get? 7i minus 12i will be minus 5i, right? 14j minus 6j will be, what is that? 8j. And 21k minus 24k. 24 is greater. 21k minus 24k will be minus 3k. What is it equal to? Do you get that? Okay, this is exactly equal to this, right? But what is this? This is nothing but this one. So this is equal to, what is that? A cross B cross C, right? All right. So we have been able to see that we have verified A dot C into B minus A dot B into C is equal to A cross B cross C. This can be taken as a formula also. This is, that is A dot C multiplied to B minus A dot B multiplied to C will be equal to that. So you have to verify, so you have verified it, right? Okay. Now before I close down, I'd be writing a couple of problems for you so you can try and satisfy yourself. And if you are unable to do it, I would like to tell you that I'm here on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 9 to 10. So if you are having any difficulty, you can come personally to me and get it sorted out. Okay? So you first of all let Sir Jeff know about it, and then he will let me know. Okay? So this is verified. So I'll rub this up first and write down a couple of problems for you, okay, for your practice, right? Okay, now I've written altogether 1, 2, 3, and the four problems here. So you know the idea about the vectors, dot product as well as the cross product, so it is pertaining to them. So you please try to do them out, and yeah, if you have got any hassle, then it can be helped out. Okay, so I will read out the question. Find a unit vector perpendicular to each of the vectors I plus 2j plus 3k and 2i plus 3j minus 4k. You got to find out the unit vector and find the sign of the angle between them. So I've done a problem like this earlier, if you remember, and on the top of that you got to show that modulus of A cross B is equal to square root of A square B square. These are scalars, of course, A square B square minus A dot B, that is a dot product between vector A and vector B, whole thing square. So this you got to show it. Okay, this was set in way back in 2012, and these are the problems that I have cooked up for you, so you can have a practice on this. Given U is a vector I minus j plus 2k, V is another vector 2i minus 3j plus 4k, right? And W is a third vector, it has got a value 3i minus 7k only. So you got to show that this associativity in cross product does not hold. That is, in other words, U cross V cross W is not equal to U cross V cross W, right? Well, the second problem is you got to show that A cross B cross C, B cross C is well within the bracket, is equal to A dot C multiplied to B minus A dot B multiplied to C if the value of A is given, value of B is given, and the value of C is given. And the last but not the least, if A is given to be this, 2i plus 5j minus 7k, and B is given to be 3i minus 4j plus 5k, you got to find a unit vector perpendicular to both the vectors A cross B and A minus B. So mind you, it is not perpendicular to A and B, but it has to be perpendicular to A cross B as well as A minus B. So you got to find out the value of A cross B and A minus B separately and try to find out the unit vector upon these two, right? Okay, that's all for today, and we'll be meeting in the next class. So till then, you take care of yourself and have a nice time. Thank you very much.